I am Susanna Jenny London, your English language teacher. Today, our topic in English language is on countable and uncountable nouns. It could also be count nouns and non-count nouns. Before we begin with today's lesson, let's mark our homework on the previous lesson. We're given homework and we were to underline the proper nouns in this passage. Mr. John Bedu visited St. Martin's Secondary School in Nsawam. He was impressed with the work of the headmaster, Mr. Martin Mensah, who always made sure that the teachers in the school work very hard from Monday to Friday. He praised the headmaster and gave him a Samsung television set. Now let's underline the proper nouns in this passage. Mr. John Bedu is a proper noun. Why? Because it's a particular name given to a man, and it starts or begins with capital letters. Mr. capital M, John capital J, Bedu capital B. Therefore, it is a proper noun. The next is St. Martin's Secondary School. This is also a particular name given to a school. Saint, capital S, Martin's, capital M, Secondary, capital S, and School, capital S. And that is a proper noun, and they all begin with capital letters. In Nsawam, it's also a particular name given to a place or town. Nsawam, we spell it with capital N, and therefore it is a proper noun. The next line, Mr. Martin Mensah, the name of the headmaster. That is also a proper noun. Why? Because it starts with capital letter M for Mr., M for Martin, and M for Mensah. And it is a name of a particular person, and therefore it is a proper noun. We have the next one, Monday, in the passage. It's a particular name of a day, Monday, and it starts with capital M, Monday, and it's a proper noun. Then we have Friday, also a name for a particular day that is spelled or begins with capital F, and it is a proper noun. Then the last one in the passage or paragraph is Samsung television set. That is also a particular name given to a type of television set, Samsung television set. And since it's a proper noun, all begin with capital letters. Capital S for Samsung, capital T for television, and set for S for set. And also, what do we identify in the passage? We can also see that proper nouns can be found at any part of the sentences. Mr. John Bedu began the sentence, St. Martin Secondary School within the sentence, Nsawam in the sentence, Mr. John Martin Mensah in the sentence, Monday in the sentence, Friday in the middle of the sentence, and the last words are Samsung television set, which is also a proper noun, and it ends the sentence. I hope you have all had the proper nouns in the sentences correct, and you know why they can be found at any part of the sentence. Well done for having all the homework right. Good. Now, to our topic today is countable and uncountable nouns. And then our objectives are, by the end of the lesson, you will be able to say what countable or count and uncountable nouns or count nouns are. Again, we'll be able to say what countable or count nouns and uncountable or non-count nouns are. That is 1. 2, use countable or count and uncountable or non-count nouns in sentences. Let us repeat it. Use countable, which is count, and non-count nouns or countable nouns in sentences. Now, countable nouns. What do you see? Here too, there is another picture on the screen. Let's look at it. What are countable nouns? Are nouns which can be counted. How many men are in the boat? Let's count them. We have crayons on the screen. How many are they? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many are they? 7 crayons. And we say these crayons are countable nouns because we can count them. Right? What do we find beside the crayons? Books. Let us also count them and see how many books we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many are they? 9 books. We say they are countable nouns because we can count books. And on the screen we have 9 books. Right. Now, let's see examples of countable nouns. What do you see on the screen? Spoons. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many spoons do we have? 4 spoons. So we say spoons are countable nouns. Beside the spoons, what do we find there? Cups. Let us all count how many cups we have there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. How many? We have 4 cups. We can count them. So, those cups or cups in general are countable nouns. Now, let's see more examples of countable nouns. What are these things we see on the screen? Yes, table and chairs. Let's count how many chairs we have around the table. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many? 4 chairs. And then we have another example. What do you see on the screen? Cars. Let's count how many cars we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many cars? 6 cars of different types. This means that cars are also countable nouns. We can count the cars, and therefore we have 6 cars on the screen. It's a countable noun. Now, let us have a look again at the screen. What do we see on the screen? Yes, houses. How many do we have? How many houses do we have? Let us all count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many? 5 houses. So we see 5 houses on the screen, and we can count them. Therefore, houses are countable nouns. Now, let's see more examples of countable nouns. We have bowls. We use a lot of bowls in the house. More than one. We can count them. Therefore, bowls are countable nouns. In our classroom, we have many tables for each student. Each student has a table. We can count them, and therefore, tables are countable nouns. What is the next word? Spoons. We have a lot of spoons in the house, especially at the kitchen. Therefore, spoons can be counted, and they are countable nouns. Knives as well. We can count knives. We have many at home, and knives are countable nouns. Pens. We have a lot of pens in our bags. Or every student has more than one pen. We can count pens, and therefore pens are countable nouns. Shoes. Mary has more than one shoe. One for church, for school, for outing, and so forth. So we can count shoes, and shoes are countable nouns. Shirts. My brother has a lot of shirts with different colors. We can count shirts, and therefore shirts are countable nouns. Buckets. We use bucket to draw water, wash, and we have a lot of buckets in our homes. We can count them, and therefore buckets are countable nouns. What is the next word? Countries. There are many countries in the world. We are in the country Ghana, and we have a lot of countries like Togo, America, USA, and the rest. So we can count countries, and countries are countable nouns. We have marbles. In the nursery or KG, our small brothers and sisters use marbles as counters. We can count them one by one. Therefore, marbles are countable nouns. We have beds. There are more than 2 beds in our homes. We sleep on. We can count them, and beds are countable nouns. Rulers. Students have rulers. Each person has a ruler, and we can count all. So rulers are also countable nouns. Forks. We use forks to eat at home. We have a lot of them. We can count them, and they are countable nouns. We sleep on pillows. We have a lot of them for each of the children. We can count them, and pillows are countable nouns. Pictures on the wall at home, at school, can be counted. Pictures are countable nouns. Girls. In our classroom, there are many girls. AC, Teresa, Gloria. We can count the girls in the class. Girls are countable nouns. Pencils. We have a lot of pencils that we use for drawing and others. We count pencils, and they are countable nouns. Glasses. We use glasses and others, many in the house for drinks and others. We can count glasses, and they are countable nouns. Now, Let's see some examples of sentences. Let us read the first sentence. I have 6 books in my bag. How many books? 6 books. So books are countable. We have more than one. We can count them. Then we have bag. Bag, I have a bag for school. John has a bag for school. Therefore, bag is also a countable noun. We can count it. We have forks, knives in the drawers. Forks can be counted. Knives can be counted. Drawers can be counted. And they are all countable nouns. Let's read the next sentence. John collected the bowls from the table. So we can see the bowls were more than one. How many? More. We can count the bowls, and they are countable nouns. The table in the classroom are many. We can count the tables, and they are countable. Countable nouns. Now we have seen a lot of countable nouns in the sentences. Let's read together. There are many countries in Africa. Countries can be counted. More around us and within the world. Ghana, Togo, Ivory Coast, America, UK, and the rest. Then the next sentence reads, there are 12 pens in a box. How many pens? 12. It means we can count pens. And then in a box, we can have more than 2 boxes. We can count boxes. They are countable now. Let's read the next sentence together. Fatih has 4 sisters and 3 brothers. It means she has more than 1 sister and more than 1 brother. So she has sisters, which we can count. So sisters are countable nouns. Brothers, more than 1. So brothers are countable nouns. Now, I believe you have understood and you can identify what countable nouns are. Now let's go on to uncountable or non-countable nouns. Uncountable nouns are nouns which we cannot count or which cannot be counted. What do we see? Sand, a heap of sand. Can we count sand? No. Therefore, sand is uncountable or non-countable nouns. We cannot count sand. Therefore, it is uncountable or non-count. This is also a type of sand, very smooth. Do you believe we can count this? No. Therefore, it is uncountable. Sand or soil is uncountable. Another type of sand is uncountable. This is what? Gravel. Gravels. Even though they are a little bigger than sand, it is also difficult to count, and therefore gravels are uncountable. What do we see on the screen? Yes, smoke. Can we count smoke? No. Therefore, smoke is uncountable. This is smoke. We cannot count smoke. Therefore, smoke is an uncountable noun. Beside the smoke, we can see what? A fountain of water. And this is water. Can we count water? No. We cannot count water. Therefore, water is uncountable or non-count noun. Here again, we see another type of thing on the screen. What is it? Gari. Oh, a lot of the children like gari soaking. Can we count gari? No, we cannot count gari. Therefore, gari is uncountable or non-count. And this is what? Salt. Can we count salt? No. We use salt in our soups and other things. And salt can never be counted. Therefore, it's uncountable or non-count. Now, let's see more examples of uncountable nouns. What word is this? Rice. Oh, most children like to eat rice. Can we count rice? No, rice is uncountable. So let's go through all the uncountable nouns. We have water, salt, flour, sand, dust, blood, sugar, oil, gari, milk, petrol, kerosene, air, wind, smoke, tea. All these words we see or names of things we see on the screen are all uncountable or non-count nouns because they can never be counted. We cannot count them, and they are all uncountable nouns. Soil is also uncountable. Now, let's see how we use uncountable nouns in sentences. Let us all read the first sentence. There is water in the bucket. So now, let us identify the uncountable noun in this sentence. Water. Can we count water? No. Therefore, water is uncountable noun. The next sentence. We fried the meat with oil in the saucepan. Again, we fried the meat with oil in the saucepan. Now, let us underline the non-count or uncountable noun in the sentence. Oil. Can we count oil? No. Therefore, oil is uncountable or non-count noun. The next sentence reads, milk is sold in the kiosk. Milk is sold in the kiosk. Let us underline the uncountable noun in the sentence. Milk. We cannot count milk. And the next sentence, salt. Can we count salt? No. So all these things we see in the sentences are things that we cannot count, and therefore they are all uncountable or non-count nouns. Right? Let's read the last sentence together. Uncle Ato bought petrol for his car at the petrol station. Uncle Ato bought petrol for his car at the petrol station. Let us underline the non-count in the sentence. Petrol. Can we count petrol? No. Therefore, petrol is uncountable or non-count noun. Now, the next sentence. There is no sugar in the porridge. Again, there is no sugar in the porridge. Can we identify the non-count noun in this sentence? Yes, sugar. Can we count sugar? No. Sugar is uncountable. Can we count porridge? No. Porridge, we drink it, is uncountable. Therefore, sugar, porridge, and all that we underlined in the various sentences are uncountable or non-count nouns, meaning we cannot count them. Pupils were playing football in the sand. Let us see the non-count noun in the sentence. Sand. We cannot count sand. Sound is uncountable noun. Auntie Amma sold gari in the back. Air is very important for all living things. Farmers grow rice in marshy areas. In all these sentences, with the words underlined, like sugar, porridge, sand, gari, air, rice, are all non-count or uncountable nouns. Right. I hope you have understood the lesson. What is countable noun? What are uncountable nouns? Nouns that can be counted are count nouns or countable nouns. Nouns that cannot be counted or non-count are uncountable nouns. We cannot count them. Things that we cannot count, like sand, milk, water, and the rest, are all uncountable, non-count nouns because we cannot count them. Now, let's have this short paragraph as our homework after the lesson. Yesterday, I went to the Kotokraba market. My mother had sent me to buy gari, sugar, and oil, and some vegetables, such as onions, cabbage, and tomatoes. Inside the market, I met Auntie Essie and her daughter, who live near our house. They were there to buy bowls, buckets, and plates. Therefore, this is your homework. Read the instruction again. Underline the countable noun with one line. That is the instruction. And the double lines. So you underline the countable noun with one line and the non-count or uncountable nouns with double or two lines. This is your homework. I repeat, underline the countable nouns with one line and the uncountable nouns with two lines. If you have any problem with the homework, take your notes, read again carefully, understand, and that will help you to do your homework well. We have finished the day's lesson, and until we meet again, stay safe and healthy. Bye-bye.